today we are going to be looking at the letter to our future self.
Yeah.
And if you look over at our central idea, changes and choices people encounter at different stages of their lives affect their evolving sense of self. Through this whole unit on who we are, Arena, put it down, okay? We have been thinking about the stage from 0 to 1 all the way to 50 plus. Especially this week, we've been thinking about the choices that we make through all those videos, how we're affected by the media. So we've particularly looked at the inquiry points of our evolving sense of identity. We've been thinking a lot about our identity this week and how we're influenced by other people and how we, Peter, influence other people, right? So next year at this time, let me turn this off for now, sure. Next year at this time, you're going to be in where, Sophie?
Sixth grade.
Where are you going to be, Sophie?
Grade 6.
Grade 6. And you might be at ISU or you might be somewhere else in the world. I don't know where you're going to be. But you're going to be in a different stage of life. And because, we've been thinking about this concept of change, how we keep changing in this unit, you're going to be changing. You're going to be further along in this cycle, this stage that you're at, the adolescent stage. And now we're just at the beginning, and you're learning about it, and you're learning about the choices and all the things that come with it. So as we only have 1 week left in this unit, I wanted to use today to write a letter to ourselves. And you are going to send it to yourself, and it's going to arrive in your email inbox in 1 year. But actually, I think I chose January 1st, 2016, because that's a time when maybe, Sophie, you're reflecting on, some people take time to reflect. It might be over a holiday that you have time to really think about it. But I want you to remember where you were at now. Because we have all these great reflections and all these great thoughts that we've been thinking about. And I can see, and I can, from the comments you've made and from the things you've written in your books, that you have been changing. Your thoughts have been changing about how to treat people, why you think the way you do about yourself, how we behave on the internet. Your digital contracts were great. So another thing we're going to put in the email is we're going to attach the digital contract so that you can remember. What was it that I said I was going to commit to in grade 5 about being a digital citizen? So I want to show you, and thanks to Aria, she was researching on the Weebly, and she came across the students from last year's, her letter to herself. Now, since she posted it on the Weebly, we can read it. It's okay. You do not have to share with anyone, except me, the letter that you write to yourself. It's private, okay? And so, let me show you hers.
How would you get in?
Whoopsies.
It's in communications.
Yeah. How can we get in?
Like posting.
It's the same.
She went to our sites.
So guys, it's an archive. It's an archive Weebly. So just how you've been doing your Weeblies this year, she also did it. And it was, some of you may know her, Emily. Yes.
Sorry. And I see her.
So she did some things really well, and we'll look at what she did, but there's a few things I want you to add. This is in UoI, changes and choices.
That's so cool.
Yeah, also you can get some ideas about Weebly since we're working on these for our student-led conferences. Yeah, we need to do some work. Okay, letter to my future self. I'll read it out loud. Dear me, do I still love pop music? Is chocolate still my favorite food? I have so many questions, like, did my daily routine change? Do I have any more calendars? How is England, and is Isabel still my best friend? Why am I so emotional? Does it get better? Are we going to move to Ghana? Looks like she didn't. Am I going to go to South Africa? Does the South Sudanese war get better? Did it?
No.
We know some of the answers to these questions.
Yeah.
Did the South Sudanese war get better? Well, yeah, okay. So from this time, last year, it did improve. It's not over, for sure, and kids are still being, bad things are still happening. But it did improve a little bit.
Just ask questions.
Okay. She just asked questions. So, how was exhibition? I wonder if I've made any new friends. If so, have I lost any? Am I still overloaded with homework? Do I get a new phone? How am I, and how much do I weigh? What are my favorite TV programs? Do we ever get around to streaming?
Like when you watch.
Is the gay build still going on? Have my perspectives changed about some people? Who's my teacher? Do I get to go to Charlie's Bakery? Was Oscar Pistorius found guilty?
Yeah.
Do I ever get mom? We're not answering these now. Let's keep going. Do I ever get mom's laptop? What books am I into? Does anything happen to my family? Who won the Winter Olympics? Do I get to watch GBBC again? What have I done with my music? Did I learn to play guitar? Did I get a drum set? Am I still the seventh melody? Did Rachel and I discuss the whole topics on YouTube? What have I done with my life? And have I done my best? Emily, CAA. Okay, so this was pretty creative, I think, the way she did it. She just asked questions, but she gave us a frame of reference of what is happening in her life right now, right? And who her friends are, what she's into. What is she into, raise your hand. What is she into, Leah? She's into music. Okay, who's her best friend?
Isabel.
Rachel. Rachel's a good friend, sounds like. What did she say her best?
Isabel.
Isabel.
Who's
okay? Well, I don't know. But what's important is that for her, I bet when she read this, and we had them send these last year to themselves in October, and this year we're going to wait, because I think it's better if you're a little bit farther into grade 6 and a little bit farther away from grade 5. So, but she gave herself a really good picture, Emil, of what she's into, who her friends were, what's happening in the world. You could ask questions like she did, if you want, or you could just write a letter to yourself and give details, just how we've been doing small moment stories in narrative writing in our memoirs. Zoom in, okay? Zoom in. And what else did she do? She put in some goals for herself. What have I done with my life and have I done my best? Implying she wants to do her best, right? That's her goal, to always do her best at least. And Emily did. So, this is how we're going to do it. Put your laptops all the way down. I feel like some of you are tempted right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. And let me have your eyes, okay? So, this is, because you're not going to go to it right now. I want to explain what we're doing, and then you can go to it. It's called Future, so, futureme.org.
Can you,
let's read, you know what, after I'm done, I'll let you ask questions.
zoom up.
I will. futureme.org. Okay, so we are going to draft these letters in a Word document first. But then, after I And I am going to read it, just because I want to know this stuff. But nobody else is going to read it. And unless, your parents or somebody who checks your email. But you're going to cut and paste it, copy and paste it into your email, into futureme.org. But I want to show you a few things about how it works. They have a bunch of public letters on here. I don't want you to read through all those. Okay? They're actually not a great example of what I want you to do. Emily's is more an example of what I want you to do. But just so you know, some people, we could just read the beginning of it so you can get a clue. It's a letter from February 27th, 2014, February 26th, 2013. So this is a tool you can actually use at other times in your life, and you can send a letter to yourself that you'll receive, Teo, in 5 years. Yeah, if you have the same email address. Some people have sent them, oh, I would love to get an email from myself, just a minute, when I'm 26 years old. Okay, so how far would that be for you guys? You do the math. You could do that if you think you're going to be checking the same email address.
I assume.
So, you probably, if you have another email address that you use, like a Gmail or something, you can send it to that one, and you can send it to your ISU. I want you to for sure send it to ISU, because then I know you'll get it. Even the ISU mails, if you're not here in grade 6, they don't cut them off right away, so you can still check it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they blocked the email.
Yeah. Usually they don't. Hey guys, we need to raise our hands, okay? Usually they don't cut it off. Like Mr. Rice still has his ISU mail. He does. So and Azaria too.
Yeah.
So okay. Oh, happy birthday. Someone sent it to themselves on their birthday. A letter from November 13th. Dear future me. Okay. So the reason why you guys, the purpose of you sending a letter to yourself is to refresh your memory on where you are right now in your life, maybe what your routine is, who your friends are, how you are feeling about yourself, struggles you're having, inner thinking, just like we've been talking about numbers, inner thinking. And the more detailed you make it now, the more fun it will be for you next year. Because it's fun. I bet, and I'm going to remind Emily to check that, because I bet if she read that now, she would laugh. And it would be a good memory for her. So, why would she laugh?
Yeah.
She would probably laugh because, not because it's funny, but just because it's fun. It's a memory. It's like, oh my gosh, I wrote that.
And then she already gave
Okay,
Did
so,
you already get it?
guys, you're really yelling out right now. Okay. So, what is this? I'm just going to give you a little background on what this is. You can't see that very well. Just to skim through, and you can look at this card. I put it's under the what. It says, usually it's the future that will reflect back on the present. We decided to flip that around. And then it just says about how it works. And so I've told you the type of letter that I want you to write. So you won't do that. Public but anonymous. This is very important, so listen very carefully. I do not want you to write a public letter. So we've been talking about our digital citizenship and internet safety. I do not want your letter public. So when you go to write a letter, they give you an option. After you write it in your Word document, then you will paste it in here. And then as you're sending it, you're going to keep it private. Do you see that? You are not going public with it. And we are going to deliver it, I'll write this date on the board, we're going to deliver it January 1st, 2016.
Can I
Okay, now, if you have questions, could you raise your hand? Yes, Arya.
Can picture? Like that? Yeah. Like it just shows the option there.
Add a picture. Yes, because it's private. You can add a picture if you want. That's fine. What other questions do you have? Neil?
Can I put it on my birthday?
When is your birthday again? June?
5/11. Yeah, can I put it on my birthday?
You can put it on your birthday, but actually, I would like for you. How many?
We can write 2
So
letters.
you can write 2 letters to yourself. That's fine. But though I want us all to receive it on January 1st because it's fun. And you'll come back. You can send it on your birthday. You know what? That's fine. If you want to send it on your birthday, if your birthday is after January 1st, I don't want you to get it before the 2nd semester. So if you want to send it on your birthday, that's fine. Jackson.
Yeah, mine's in September the 2nd.
No, don't send it on your birthday.
Can
You
I
can
send
send another one.
Mine is December 22nd. Mine's December 12th.
Okay, other questions? What other questions do you have?
I don't really. Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes. Yes.
It's not really about this, but we did something I think in 2nd grade when we got this cylinder and put stuff in.
No,
3rd grade, and then they said
Yeah.
that we're gonna find it.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
They do come. Peter, I didn't ask you to start yet. honey. Okay. What other questions? Because you might have these same questions. And then I'll tell you Emil.
Do we but in what format do we have to write it in? Like what do we have to write it both? As in, what do we write it like? As in.
It's like a friendly letter. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're writing, it's as if you're writing a letter to your best friend, except your best friend happens to be you.
Yeah.
Okay? Right. Other questions? Alright, I want to give you time to work on this, so Sophie. Just one
When we answer
1 minute.
this note, will we be able to send another note back when we answer it or no?
Well, you could respond to it. You will respond to it in your minds. But you can't write one to pass. Unfortunately, wouldn't that be cool if you could?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. We're doing it in a Word document. And then when you're ready, you can raise your hand. I'm going to come read it. So don't put anything in that you don't want me to know, but nobody else will know it. And then we will send it to our future self.
Future self. We're doing a word first.
Guys, I want you to save these to your Z drives. This should be in UoI. There's not a lot saved in your Z drives. If you don't know how to do that, make sure you raise your hand and I'll make sure.
You go Z drive. Where we're also supposed to save this.
Yes.
Oh, I have to go to
You don't know how. Okay. Let's do, can I show you how right now? Okay. So go to file. Save as. Computer. This one. Probably. And then go scroll down. Okay. Now go to computer again. See which one's up. Go down. There it is. Double click on that. Okay, now we need to create folders. So go to new folder. Right here. And you need a folder for your writing. All your words will be in. Okay. So then you double click on it.
Sure.
Have you tried it?
Oh, it just, I just tried to put it question off.
Oh.
No, it was.
That undoes, that undoes. Okay. Remember, we're not starting it. We're not writing it on the website right now. We're saving it in a Word document first.
Can you write it in the same way that she did it with questions?
Sure, you can. Or you could be creative and try to do something different. So you could do that. It's just 2 years. Have fun with it. It's fun. If you want to write it in, what's wrong with that? You see it? Okay. To just very reflective, right? And it's going so I need you to Tuesday. And Dennis is looking about that. What about what you're thinking about right now? What can you write about right now? The things you're thinking about, things that are important to you right now. Okay? I'm trying to find it. It's taking a snapshot of what's going on in the news and just turned 11. Okay? Okay. Guys, make sure you save this right now. I see a lot of document words. Save it to your Z drive and name it Future Me Letter right now. Just in case. Save it to your Z drive. Or your Z drive, Jackson.
UoI. UoI.
Take flight. So they can see it. So I was just telling Emil, try to, can I have your eyes for just a minute and then try to have fun with this. Try to, you know how when we write our moments, our small moments, we really try to zoom in, and I think almost all of you are having fun writing those memoirs. Most of you, I think, are having a good time writing those memoirs, and you're a little bit surprised by it. Because it's a memory, and you're thinking about yourself when you're more, Peter, into your preteen, and you're moving into that adolescence when the endocrine system hormones they're starting to really kick in, and you might be forgetting stuff, because we've talked about that, right? That happens, and start to think differently. And so right now, Ethan, you have a fresh idea. It's all fresh in your heads about the things we've been talking about this week with choices and our body image and our self-esteem and how we treat people. So you could write about that, but you can also write about just what's going on in your head. What are you playing in a football match on next week? Did you go see ICEA? The basketball games are right now happening. The ISU boys lost. Things like that. Details of your life. Okay? And try to enjoy it. Try to have fun, like you're looking through a photo album, or you're creating a photo album for yourself that you know you're going to see in a year from now. Okay? Okay, keep going. Syria?
Yeah. Syria and Sudan.
What is the typical things that forget?
I don't do that. I can't like question. And
You can. I said you can.
when you said that, I did something else.
No, you don't. I didn't. You can write questions. I just said if you have any, raise your hand. I'll hear. You know what I mean? This is for you. So don't stress about it.
I don't want to.
You don't want to?
No, I don't. But then I don't have anything else to do.
Well, maybe you could start out with what happened just through your day. Maybe just even coming back to class, you were frustrated because she made you bring the ICA basketball game from class. Is that all you have right as well? You can start that way. Or you can start with that one. This Phillips. Guys, why don't you take about 10 minutes more? 10 minutes more.
What?
And then I'll give you more time, like in the mornings and stuff. We probably won't send it today. And I'll give you more time, but we are going to move on because we need to start working on our public service announcements for the period 4. These are identity boxes we did for math. Guys, you don't have to finish these today. It's okay. I will give you time, little bits and pieces of time, but you're getting a good start on it now. So I'm gonna just mention something else. Some of the writing that I'm seeing, you have specific things, funny things, a name of a pet. Yeah, your inner thinking, your thoughts. Maybe a thought you've had right now. Have I bullied anyone? Okay, to remind yourself of what you're thinking about now. If you say, do I care about the same things, or if you just ask yourself vague questions, then it won't be that interesting to your future self.
What is vague?
If you say, what's my favorite color? That's not going to be, I don't know, it's green. Okay, but if you say, is my favorite color still aquamarine, and is everything in my room that color? That's a specific question that says something about you as you're asking about your future self. If you say, who's my best friend, then you'll have some best friend. But if you say, is my best friend still, if you're writing in questions, which you don't have to, some of you aren't, and it's good. You could even write about some specific memory you just had, like, what did you do over the midterm break? Maybe you had some fun event, and it'll be fun to remember. Like, Okay, so now you have 2 minutes till the bell's gonna ring and we're gonna switch gears. So what I want you to do now is if you have an idea about something, let's pause for a minute, Serena. If you have an idea about something you want to say and you're just getting there, you just haven't had a chance to write it, just write a little note down in there so you don't forget, and so that when you get back to it, you can add it. And you can even think about this. You know, so there might be other things you want to add. So, I know the bell just rang, but we got started a little late. So, take just 2 or 3 more minutes, wrap up the thought you're on, and make sure you get the little ideas that you don't want to forget just in there somewhere, and make sure it's saved to your Z drive. 2 minutes. Okay, stop, save your work, and put your computer down when you have saved it and you closed out of that. Okay, so just to wrap that up, and as I see, you don't have to log off. We're going to use it in the second UoI period. We're going to start talking about public service announcements and what our project's going to be for next year. So let's wrap that up.
Next year.
I mean, next week. Sorry. Next week is our last week of the unit. And so the big project that is the culminating project is going to be the public service announcements that you're going to make iMovies out of. So I'm going to show you in a minute the next, or some examples of public service announcements. Okay, I'm going to save it and stop it. So the purpose of this, guys, close it up, please. So the purpose of this is to show how, well, you'll remember that how your identity changes and how we are always changing. If you wrote one, and I encourage you to do it, and maybe you won't remember this, but you could write it in the letter. Maybe you could write another one to yourself in 7th grade, right? That day, oh, well that was funny, I've changed a lot. And you continue doing it. You continue writing it to yourself. I'm going to write a letter, and I didn't do it last year, and I'm going to do it this year because I have a feeling I'll be in a really different place. And so I think it'll be funny to look back and to think these are the people that I was with and this is what we were talking about. So,